Earlier this week, I asked on Twitter if I should release a video of me building one city building or one city block. Now I'm still editing this dang video the night before release. So, I installed Replay Mod. It's pretty cool. I can do stuff in slow motion, like this. Alternatively, I can speed through builds, like this. This here is a shell I designed for a new super smelter. Someone else designed the redstone, I just did the exterior. It's supposed to look like a generic modern building to fit by the beach, which is why there's also trees around it. It doesn't look like a smelter, but it doesn't look like a house either. But enough of that, I still gotta do the context blurb. This is the Hololive Construction server, Minecraft server with a bunch of Hololive VTuber fans, with a focus on making Hololive VTuber builds. I'm one of the guys that runs Star City, which is the Oshi city for HOSHIMACHI SUISEI. A few weeks ago, I blew up a mountain with 2 shulkers of TNT. Then afterwards, I paved the entire area. A big flat expanse of hard gray rock. And now we gotta slap some roads and buildings on. This space is meant for future stores, whether they be decorative or functional. The vision is to get some nice tall towers with stores at the bottom. So, let's get started. This first building is a ground level store. Sticking with a modern design, it's pre-built, so future businesses can move in and set up shop. The sides and the top are left relatively flat for modular use. I can create a duplicate of this on top and get a staircase going to it, stacked. Eventually I went on and made the second shop and topped it off with a decorative skyscraper bit. By putting these toppers on the build, it significantly increases the skyline. Of course, we can also use the extra headroom for additional storage, shops, farms, if we need it in the future. This is a corner building, so it was intended for only these 2 sides to be exposed. With that in mind, I made some big panels, the kind meant for advertising, and I put up images associated with Suisei. The next build went across the street. In terms of functionality, it's exactly the same as the previous tower, but I'm building it all together this time. Threw in a bit of blue, and I cut the corner from the upper levels. I do also intend on putting big panels on the sides of this too, but for now I'll leave the sides exposed. Third tower here. It is flush next to the previous one. This one has a total of 3 stores accessible via staircase. The sides of the bottom are probably the most interesting pattern I'd come up with so far. The inaccessible upper levels have a lot of headroom and a lot of glass. The final build I'm showing off today is across from the first building. Unlike the previous 3 buildings, this one has 2 store spaces on ground level and no stairs going up. There is also significantly less glass. This is because I tried going for the big TV screen look. And what better way to use a giant TV than to rep HOSHIMACHI SUISEI. I had it set up so a big black screen with some graphics would go around the corner here. It's very different from everything else I put out so far. And with the completion of this 4th building, I'd say we filled up the equivalent of 1 city block. Looking around ground level is great. For this first building, I was expecting this neighboring shop to be taller, so at some point I will have to add something to this blank side here. The bottom floor is a bookstore, and the upper level is a KFP. Looking over all the other buildings, there are a total of 7 pre-built shopping spaces. I'm happy with the result. I've been powering through the commercial district, mostly by myself, and I would like to see what other members of the city add to this nature. And with that, we'll end things off here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you want to see the continued development of this Suisei-inspired city. See you next time.